Hello, everyone. My name is Nazarena Hauser. I am on the executive board of the Broward County Hispanic Bar Association. And this year, we will be showcasing one of our Broward County judges each month. Today, I have the honor of interviewing Judge Frank Ledee. He is our featured judge of the month for the month of July of 2020. Good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Good afternoon, Ms. Hauser. It is such a pleasure to be here and to be with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We love having you here. Judge, if I can ask you just a bit about yourself so everyone can get to know you. Do you have family you want to talk to us about?
As you know, I'm from the Caribbean originally. I was born in Puerto Rico and I grew up in St. Bart's and St. Martin. So I came up here in 1976 and I've been a part of the Broward fabric since then. But I'm married to my wife of 23 years, my lovely wife, Deanne. And today we share a son that we have that's an aspiring architect who is actually on his way to go to Harvard to do his graduate school. He just graduated from Columbia and he's going to Harvard. So my gray hairs, you can see where my gray hairs come from.
That is amazing. Congratulations, Judge. You must be so proud.
I am. He's my passion. He really is. And he's such a great kid.
That is amazing. Judge, when were you either appointed or elected to the bench?
Actually, I was appointed to the bench. As you know, going through the appointment process is it's a laborious situation because you have so many people that actually contribute, that actually give you their support and try to get through the process. So I was appointed. I applied only twice, and I was appointed on the second time. I only interviewed once with the governor's team, and I was appointed in December of 2018. I took the bench on December 17, 2018. I did 6 months in foreclosure, and then I had the pleasure of going over to be a family law judge, and I've been there ever since. So today, July 1st, is the first day. It's been a year since I've been in division, so I'm celebrating a year in my division.
Time flies. That's amazing. Judge, what kind of cases do you see every day?
Mostly dissolution of marriage. I deal a lot with issues with children, relocation of children, dealing with any type of things that really affect the welfare of children, time sharing. So for me, everything is about the welfare of children. And that's in reality, that's my pleasure, because the greatest thing that I get to do is I get to do adoptions. And those are a lot of fun, because when those kids come in, they're so excited, and it's a pleasure to do that. So I really look forward to the adoptions.
That is amazing, Judge. That must be quite a thing to be able to give a family. That is amazing. Judge, obviously we all know we're in the middle of a pandemic, Zoom interviews and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about what the courtroom kind of looks like these days with COVID?
So since March 15th, I have gone every day to my courtroom. Unfortunately, there's nobody else there. So my clerk comes in every so often, and my judicial assistant comes in every so often, but I'm there, and I start my hearings every day at 8 o'clock. And I'll go through sometimes well into the evening, but I want to make sure as a judge that the lawyers and the litigants have access to me, and that anything that they need, we're there for them. COVID-19 has turned everybody's lives upside down, and I wanted to create an environment of stability so that people knew that if they had an issue in court, they had a judge that was there. And my colleagues have done the same. They really have. The family law bench has done incredible as far as that's concerned. But I've tried to create that environment where anyone that comes in, they have access.
Judge, and so does that mean that you are holding all kinds of hearings, trials, receiving evidence from people?
Absolutely. The family law bar and my lawyers have been incredibly good at this, because when we started, we basically set the norm for what we were going to see. So I do all of my normal hearings. I do my trials. We do it with interpreters. We did do it with court reporters. So that we've set the standard on how to do family law trials in the courtroom. And that has really worked out very nicely, because people know that they can come into that courtroom and they know that they will have a judge there no matter what that will listen to them.
Judge, I'm going to segue just a little bit because you mentioned interpreters. I have heard that you know a couple of different languages. Is that right?
Yes,
So
actually,
okay.
it's always at the so yeah, yes, growing up in the Caribbean and being a prosecutor for 25 years, the language skills that you develop are critical to how you can do the job. For me, I speak 5 languages. So the folks that come into my courtroom, I want to make sure that they're comfortable, that they understand what's happening in the courtroom. So I'm always incredibly respectful of lawyers. If the lawyers allow me to do it, I will address their clients in their native tongue just to make sure that they understand, that they feel comfortable, and that they build a level of trust with the court as well as with their lawyers so that they understand what's happening in the courtroom. The worst thing that can happen for anyone is a litigant comes in and they walk out and they don't know what happened because they did not understand the language. And that is something that I tried never to have happen in my courtroom.
Absolutely, Judge. And what 5 languages do you speak?
Actually, I speak French, Creole, Spanish, Patois, and my broken English, as you can tell.
Well, if you speak the other languages half as well as English, you are amazing, Judge. That is really something. Judge, if we can go back a little bit to the courtroom. So these days, we're obviously seeing a lot of turmoil. What do you do as a judge to help, have the community trust you and trust, what is happening in that courtroom? How can you build trust within the community?
Whenever I had lawyers come into my courtroom and their litigants, I always greeted them with, "To whom do I have a pleasure? Please have a seat." And I still do that today in this environment because I want to create an environment of reason and compromise. Whenever you have people are comfortable, they're more willing to trust in the system. And if you take the time to explain what is going to happen in the courtroom, they listen. And they know when they walk into my courtroom, they're going to be treated with respect. They're definitely going to have a judge that's going to listen to them. I'm going to follow the law. And the one thing that I do is I try to rule right there and then. Because like that, people walk out of the courtroom or leave a hearing understanding what the judge did. And that gives you some finality. And, people come in and for days, they worry about their hearing, they worry about coming to court, it's an unusual environment. And the reality is that I try to create that environment where they're comfortable. And that's the key to what we're doing. That's the key to what we're doing right now.
Got it. Judge, in terms of, the future after COVID, are you thinking of possibly allowing attorneys to have access and continue to have access to Zoom or even telephone hearings? Is that something that you foresee in the future?
Absolutely. I've already told my attorneys that my case management conferences and my unified motion calendars, I'm going to keep on doing it over Zoom. It saves them time. It saves the clients money. And at the same time, I don't need them to be in the courtroom for those types of hearings. My trials, I will do as many as possible inside the courtroom because I want to make sure that still the integrity of the judicial system is absolutely maintained. But the motion calendars and the case management conferences can definitely be done over Zoom.
Perfect. I'm sure that attorneys and clients are very appreciative of that option, Judge. I know I am. Judge, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us and for our members to get to know you a little bit. We really do appreciate your time.
I can't thank you enough. I'm very passionate about this, and especially of your bar. I'm incredibly passionate about the Hispanic bar. So it's always my pleasure to be here. And thank you, Ms. Hauser. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Judge. Thank you so much.